You can never impress me with a sports car, but you can always impress me with a wonderful 4x4. And it's right behind me, everyone. The Range Rover 5th generation 2022. It appears as though that Range Rover has played it rather evolutionary. Hello everyone. So over here is a bottle of rosé wine. Wine takes very long time to mature in order to be the drink, the beverage it is. Over here, right next to me, is the all-new 5th generation Range Rover. The Range Rover took very long time to mature to what it is today. It's my favorite car. I always tell everyone that you can never impress me with a sports car, but you can always impress me with a wonderful 4x4. And it's right behind me, everyone. The Range Rover 5th generation 2022. Words can't express how excited I am. And I always looked up to the Range Rover like a bottle of wine. I always thought of it as the same thing. Because when the Range Rover first started, it was basic. It was the first generation that started off as a real 4x4 that was used for off-roading in the countrysides of Devon, in the countrysides of England, everyone. Devon, Cornwall. Whenever I see a Range Rover, I think of the gorgeous British Isles, the bustling city of London, the beautiful countrysides of Cornwall and Yorkshire. And I think of the wonderful city of Oxford, the beautiful universities of Oxford and Cambridge. And right here, behind me, is the reminder of those places. The Range Rover, which has matured just like wine and cheese. Well, cheese and wine. And now, I'm gonna get down to reviewing the Range Rover. For a long time, the Range Rover has always been my top choice. I always had a thing for the Range Rover because the Range Rover has a history. The Range Rover has a strong identity, a heritage it lives up to. For example, the 1st generation Range Rover, which was the real 4x4. Then the 2nd generation Range Rover became more road friendly, but more unreliable at the same time. Until 2008, Range Rover had a reputation for being very unreliable. However, after 2008, it all changed. But the 4th generation is where all the change started. The big changes, everyone. Range Rover became more aerodynamic than ever. It prided itself big time with the overall weight, which was less than the last generation before it, the 3rd generation. The infamous boxy 3rd generation, unfortunately. However, what's very fortunate is that Range Rover became more desirable than ever. And also, they became more aerodynamic and fuel efficient than ever. And that also included the introduction of new technology. Technology like hybrid technology. Now, in the premium segment of the automotive industry, there are many full-sized SUVs that compete in that segment as the Range Rover. Like the Mercedes GLS, the BMW X7, and then also we have some American competitors, but who are only concentrated in North America for the time being. It seems as though they don't have any aspirations to compete in the EU market. The Range Rover has been one of the most influential SUVs in the EU market, and they have stepped up big time in many fields, everyone. Reliability is one of the things they've stepped up in, especially with the all-new Range Rover. It used to be known as the Range Rover Vogue, but now it's no longer known as the Range Rover Vogue. It is simply known as the Range Rover. This Range Rover costs 170,000 euros. At this point in the premium segment, it's very difficult to speak about value for money because in the premium segment, we do not look at budgeting. We simply do not look at value for money. But we do have expectations nonetheless, and that is normal. We all have expectations when we're spending more than 100,000 euros on a car. So let's say you have concerns that this is a big SUV and you think it's not going to be environmental friendly enough and you think it's going to be sluggish with acceleration. No, you're absolutely wrong. Over here, right next to me, I have a 3-liter engine with a plug-in hybrid and 510 horsepower, just about important for proper acceleration. In this generation, Every manufacturer in the automotive industry has went in a rush to build electric cars or to come up with cars with hybrid technology. And it appears that over here, Range Rover has taken it easy. They have introduced hybrid technologies with the Range Rover, and this Range Rover has an optional hybrid technology. You can choose to have an hybrid technology, or you can choose to stick to the regular combustion engine. It's all your choice. However, one thing I'm going to point out is that the design of this all-new Range Rover. Lately, many cars in the automotive industry, whether premium or whether mass market, have developed an obsession with simplicity in the design. And this is a very common practice because this is to maintain a good airflow, a good driving aerodynamic, a flow, guys. Fuel efficiency is very, very important. And Range Rover has acknowledged this in a fashion through design. And they've done it through design, everyone. I want you all to take a very, very close look at the way the front is designed. Look at it, everyone. Look at it. It looks very, very round-edged, and it's just like, I don't see a sign of sharp edges. And especially the grille, everyone. Look at the grille. First time you see, everything is so symmetrical. Nothing is elevated than the other. This is what I'm talking about, everyone. And this is a theme that goes all around this Range Rover. Now, I have to confess to you all that in terms of identity, Range Rover has stepped up its game big time. They've maintained that identity right here at the front. Now, overall, the whole front, guys, the big picture, it looks to me as though that this is kind of like a oversized Range Rover Velar. Now, I'm not trying to say this is a Range Rover Velar, but you see, the Range Rover Velar was the first Range Rover to have this sort of style where everything is just round-edged, nothing being above than another, and everything is with this sort of grille, everyone, if you know what I'm talking about. So it's very interesting how Range Rover has employed it with this model as well. And I'm saying that this is good because this is a powerful sign of identity. Another aspect which I found to be very relevant with the Velar is the fact that the door handles actually go inside when the vehicle is locked. Over here I have the key of the Range Rover. The key looks just like every other Range Rover before, and also it reminds me of Jaguar models. Very interesting. Look at this. So, traditional Range Rover style, or Land Rover style. So what you get is the black key with some chrome trimming on the side. Very nice. And then you get the controls right here. Over here is the front of the Range Rover, everyone. Now just look at it. Straight lined. It's like nothing being elevated than the other. Very nice. And this kind of grille is very interesting. It's something I've also noticed with the Range Rover Velar. Now, if you look carefully with the grille, underneath, there's some shutters. They shut down when the Range Rover is off, or when the Range Rover is at slow speed, I guess. But they open when the Range Rover is in action. This is a practice that I've noticed BMW also employed on their 5 Series. And a very interesting design down here, everyone. Good, I like it. You get the front parking camera right there. And just look at this. Over here is the wheel of the Range Rover, everyone. I absolutely love the styling of the wheel. Look at this, everyone. Look at this. This looks adorable. This really does remind me of the third generation Range Rover, but this looks far better. And this also looks like a direct thing that came from the Range Rover Velar. I remember the Range Rover Velar also had a similar design of wheel. So it's quite nice how they've introduced it into this Range Rover. I don't know what is it with the Range Rovers and Land Rovers, but I find them more pleasant and attractive when they have this sort of wheel, this sort of style of wheel. This is another strong sign of identity for the Range Rover. On previous generations, it was designed to look visually like a grille. It looked like some grille of a V8 engine or something, guys. But it just had the styling of it, you know what I mean? Range Rover has decided that simplicity for the rear can speak more than flamboyance. And I'm going to tell you all how. So, when you think of hybrid technology, when you think of electric cars, the first thing you think about is simplicity and eco-friendliness. Now, the design of the rear has nothing to do with the environmental values, but it does have something to do with the overall image. The overall image it displays is evolution. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, everyone, Range Rover has played it rather evolutionary with the rear. It reminds me of the first generation ever. Very nice. So, the design right here. These are the rear lights, everyone. Look at this. And over here, you get the indicator of the rear. It's very nice. And then it's simple, everyone. Just simple. Something that doesn't brag. Something that just sticks to its identity. Another questionable aspect I'd like to remark is that for the size of this Range Rover, the reverse lights are all the way down there. For an SUV of this size, it's always important to have reverse lights here, but putting them all the way down there reduces visibility for other road users. It can be really hard to notice at first glance, so it's just something questionable I thought I'd point out. Otherwise, it's not a very big deal. For a price of 170,000 euros, you get what looks like presence of mud flaps right here for some reason. Why would you need mud flaps right here when you could have the body design just cover this whole thing, you know, to prevent mud from splashing all over the bodyworks? It's a bit of it's something I've noticed with mass market brands as well. They have this practice as well, but I don't know why would you want to have a mud flap exposed. Is the interior of the Range Rover. It looks very, very pleasant, everyone. I absolutely am stunned. This headrest really does cushion your head. It's quite nice. And then also I like how this area cocoons you. However, the central console cocooning you is a very common practice in the premium market. Quite normal. I should not even need to point that out. And also, when it comes to the interior design, it appears as though that Range Rover has played it rather evolutionary to some extent. Like, I'm talking about the design of this whole area right here. It looks very much alike to the previous generation Range Rover, except there are some better changes. And when I say better changes, I mean literally better, because you get the split screen right here, which is nice, and it's actually quite bigger. And then also you get this nice presentation right here. And instead of having a swivel wheel to change the gears, you actually get a nice gear stick right here. Oh, look at this, guys. Your seatbelt. Your seatbelt gets a lining of LED. Over here is the interior of the Range Rover, everyone. Look at this. I really, really like the design. It looks very much like its previous generation, everyone. Quite good. And also, this is a very strong Range Rover identity, because this has been with Range Rover for quite a long time, everyone. Since the first generation. I like it. It's rather evolutionary, strong sign of identity. And then also the center right here. This was what I was talking about. So instead of having a swivel wheel, now you actually have a gear lever. Right here is the trim, everyone. Storage underneath the trim. Very good. Easy to open and close. And then also you get some deeper storage underneath. Everyone, look at this. Deeper storage. You get a USB connection down there. Very nice. Then easy to close. And then easy to close this. Underneath you get a deeper storage space. And yeah, some more things going on down there. Very nice. Now, when it comes to storage solutions, Range Rover has been quite intelligent about it. This is a storage space, and the storage space right here is also good. And you open it through these buttons right here. So, let's see. Storage space right here. And what's really nice about this storage space is that it closes itself. So, this is my finger. And it goes back up by itself. But then you have to push it closed. Over here, you get your window controls and your mirror controls. Very, very nice. And you get seating adjustments like this. And the Range Rover, it's exactly like the last generation Range Rover as well. But this time, there's something better than the last generation. And it is the door handle. Now, this door handle is very, very good. The last generation door handle was like a pocket, which was very questionable because there the dust could accumulate through time. Here, there's no way a dust could accumulate because this is a door handle and it's easy to open and close with this. Very nice. This is the design of the steering wheel, everyone. Very simple, and I really like how Range Rover has gone about it. So it seems as though they've stuck to having just one straight line and having all the controls on it. Split window now this time. Now, I don't know if it's just me. I may be wrong. Please excuse me, but I've never seen this before, guys. Now, this increases visibility because if you look there,
You have some added visibility. I really have to give credit to how nice these handles are. Very pleasant. And when you don't need them, they fold in. Another questionable aspect I would like to remark is that for a price of 170,000 euros, who exactly will really go off-roading with this Range Rover? Because right here, I'm very much assuming this is your off-road control. Or it could be your driving mode. If this is your driving mode, then that's fine. That's amazing. But if this is your off-roading control, I guess this is supposed to be like the garnishes you get in your cocktail. And this is also another strong sign of identity. Just out of curiosity, I thought I'd point out something, guys, and that is, for some reason, you don't get any storage up here. So, where exactly do I put my sunglasses when I don't need them? I don't know. Whether this is questionable or not, you guys also be the judge, because me, I'm a bit like, maybe I'm just used to seeing the storage space always here. Like, you know, in many cars I've seen, they always have some storage solution up here. At least something small. But in this Range Rover, there's no storage whatsoever. Another thing I thought I'd remark is that for a price of 170,000 euros, you get presence of fabric on your leather seat. Well, what's supposed to be your leather seat, I mean, here it's leather, but here it's fabric. Like, literally, guys. It's not leather right here. Now, whether this is questionable or not, you guys be the judge again, because I don't know. Like, I really wonder why would there be presence of some fabric on a car of 170,000 euros. But it's quite nice. Still good nonetheless. I really like the theme going on in this interior. Now, over to the rear, everyone. We all know what the passenger seat rear would be like, but we don't know what the boot would be like. Now, over here is the boot of the Range Rover. Looks very, very decent, everyone. And this is a double rear door, so you get one rear door that opens up, and the other rear door that opens downwards. Very, very pleasant indeed. And then, to close it, push this one, and you push this one.
Here's my conclusion of the 5th generation Range Rover. I have to say I am very, very impressed with the initiatives taken by Range Rover to be more eco-friendly and also to be more modernized. And Range Rover has executed it in a very, very flexible fashion. In a fashion where they still preserve their identity, they still preserve the values that a Range Rover has always had, and it's right here, everyone. The all-new 2022 Range Rover. I'm very impressed, everyone. Now, for a price of 170,000 euros, I was absolutely impressed with this Range Rover. This Range Rover has its values. Yes, I was like wondering some things about the rear and then the interior also, the presence of fabric instead of leather. But you be the judge, everyone. I think it's great. I think it's adorable, the design. And me personally, I prefer this Range Rover in dark red or perhaps in black. I think black, dark red, or British racing green is good for the exterior. For the interior, I'm a fan of beige. So you want my opinion of this Range Rover? Oh, I love this Range Rover. I love this Range Rover, guys. This Range Rover is one of the most promising full-size luxury vehicles in the premium market, and I'm very, very impressed. It has lots of potentials, and I don't even need to point it out. It speaks for itself. You know, I was never more of a sports car fanboy, and I was never more of a Mercedes G-Wagon person. In fact, I don't know what is the thing about the Mercedes G-Wagon. Everyone loves it. But me, I found the Mercedes G-Wagon a bit, yeah, like, it's not my type. But I was more of a Range Rover person, and this is exactly why. Luxury, simplicity, and then at the same time, the colors of it, the exterior colors, the interior design. There's just something that blends very well together, and it's a beautiful marriage of things. Whenever I see a Range Rover, I think of the British Isles, everyone. The bustling city of London, the beautiful countryside of Cornwall and Yorkshire. And then also the British breakfast, the shepherd's pie. Oh! England, everyone. England. Thank you, Range Rover. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos that are on the road.